So today we're going to talk a little bit about place value, just have a little bit of a review. So if I have the number, let's say that I have the number 4,932,645, and that's all the number that I have, okay? So I can see that there's 7 places in this number, and there's also an invisible decimal point here. Every number has a decimal point in it. We just don't always write the decimal point out. But I'm going to write it out because we're actually going to talk about what happens when we have numbers that are also smaller than 1 when we are together with whole numbers. So we know if we have a number in this place over here, that's the millions. We know if we have a number in this place, that's hundred thousands. Okay, give me a thumbs up, a thumb sideways, or a thumbs down if you're following this. Okay, alright, hundred thousands. This here, the next one is 10,000s. How are we doing? Thumbs up, thumbs sideways, thumbs down. Oh, good. Oh, resounding thumbs up. Good. Then the thousands place. This must sound very familiar. I can see that by your faces. That's great. Then we have hundreds. Then we have tens. And then we have ones. Thumbs up, thumbs sideways, thumbs down if you guys followed that. All right, awesome. So then we have this invisible decimal point. Do we always write the decimal point in our numbers? Right, we don't. We don't, because if it's just a whole number, we don't need it. Okay, we don't need it. However, if we have other numbers beyond this, remember, anything to this side means smaller than 1. Okay, so this is just a teeny part of 1 that we're breaking these numbers down into. So the numbers to the right. Then we definitely need it. So we put an and in there, which is written as a decimal point. Okay. Now, you're going to find this really, really neat, I think, because this side here is like a mirror image of the other side. Okay? It's like this side looks in a mirror and sees itself. Almost. Alright? The only thing we don't have is ones place. Okay, a lot of kids will make a mistake and you'll write ones place. But we don't have a ones place. So the ones looks in the mirror and it sees a decimal. Okay? It looks in the mirror and it sees a decimal. The tens looks in the mirror and it sees tenths. Okay? And it says, hey, that's pretty cool. Look, there's one of me. Alright? The hundreds looks in the mirror and it sees hundredths. Alright? It says, hey, there's 5 of me. Alright? And then the thousands looks in the mirror and it sees thousands. And it says, hey, that's pretty neat. There's 8 of me. Okay? So it kind of works the exact same way, except instead of putting an S on the end, we have to put a TH first. We put THS. Alright? That's the only difference. But just remember, there's no once place. It looks in the mirror and sees a decimal point. That's the part that you got to remember, because it'll trick you a little bit if you're not careful. Alright? So, the way we would read this number now, we know that we read this number 4,932,645. Since we have more of a number, now it's 4,932,645 and 158 thousandths. Okay? So that's how we would read a number that's this big. Okay? So you can certainly practice that. You could fill other numbers in here if you wanted to kind of quiz yourself a little bit. Families can also help with that at home. They could give you some numbers to read, and as long as you're reading the numbers in these places, remember, you read the number to the comma on the left side. So it's 4 million, that's to the comma, 932, that's to the comma, 1,000, and then 645. Okay, and then you're going to read the and as a decimal because that's what's there, and then you have 1/10, 500ths, and 8 thousandths. You're going to read that as 158 thousandths. Okay, so that's just a little review about place value.